Okay. And looks like we got Mark and Leah there. Upside down, Mark and Leah.
I'm kind of there.
There we go. Awesome.
Um,
And Elizabeth looks like she just jumped on too. So yeah, we can definitely get started on this wonderful meeting here that we have. An expectation again, we're hoping to keep these meetings to an hour, only because of COVID though, because when we have our regular meetings again, whenever that is, I am so excited to sit around for a few more moments and just shoot the breeze with all you wonderful folks. Been able to do that a little bit with some of you, but so many of you that I wanted to get to know better, I haven't been able to do. So, got a quick opening, which Silas gave to me from our last meeting here on our notes. I just wanted to quickly share with those of you that haven't been with us in the chamber, or those that may be new, those that are interested in what we've been doing over the last year and what we hope to do, is what this meeting is about, essentially. So quickly, I'm just going to go over what we did over this last year and most recently, and I just wanted to share that all with everyone. Most specifically, we're all a volunteer board here as part of the chamber, and that's just been phenomenal to work with these folks over the past several months, getting through COVID together. But before that, as a secretary, I was just so happy to be able to work with everyone and get to know everyone, because we all are volunteers, making sure and ensuring that our small community has a lot of advertising to get people here. One big thing that we changed a lot was we share on social media, and we were advertising on social media. Yeah, I think so, buddy. And we were advertising on social media. We've kind of put a stop to a lot of advertising, but we are continuing to share. So if anyone has something they want to share, that would go to the Visit Ferndale Facebook page, please go ahead and let us know. We can go ahead and share that. We try to keep track of everybody's Facebooks and what's going on, but that doesn't mean that we always see the fun, good stuff happening. So we've done a lot of sharing over the last year on social media. Mostly the thing that we are really known for in Chamber is that we pay a lot of money for billboards. And so I know that that's something that people have talked about in the past year, and I definitely have worked with some folks here locally to make sure that our billboards are seen. So thank you to all of you that have made that happen over the last year. We're still working on the one in Fortuna, which was under contract, so they are going to be removing all the debris and vegetable matter. Still have a very strong web presence. We're answering phone calls all the time from people and giving them information that they're looking for. Another wonderful thing that Chamber does is we preserve and create that message for Ferndale. So the Victorian Village, that's really what we do, is we present that message to the world of us being the Victorian Village. And overall, we are the voice. We are the voice of marketing Ferndale. We are that arm. And so whatever we can do with your guys' help, please let us know. We have a plan in place, and we have a budget that we're going to go over this evening. But overall, we're just trying to set ourselves up for success, even in the most dire straits. And at this current time, we don't even have to dip into our reserves, and we should continue on strong here shortly if everything continues to get better, I hope. So that's my quick update, other than the fact I know that we have it on the agenda to go over. I'm just really, really excited that I worked on these membership packets to go out in the mail tomorrow. So good on everyone that got in their membership. And if you haven't yet, you'll get something in the mail if you're a previous member. And if you're a new member, hey, thank you. We will get to know you very soon. And other than that, looks like we have the agenda with Christy.
Yeah, and Thomas, are you able to grant me the ability to share?
Shoot. Let's see. Make host. There we
Even
go.
better.
Hey, I can reclaim it. Now don't get crazy.
Okay. Hmm. All right. So here's our agenda for tonight. Thomas already did the opening. The agenda is quick update from Thomas, and then an update regarding the masks and sanitizer for businesses. And then Chris is going to talk a bit about the Tri-County Bank. Paul's going to touch on lamp posts and an update about live from the old steeple. Mark's going to give us a quick update on the interpretive garden, and then Paul or Thomas are going to talk about membership and quick update on the budget and any other committee updates and other business. And I think there was a late request for an item for the agenda tonight. Jessica, maybe that's you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that now or later?
Oh, sure. I'll just shoot. I just wanted to introduce myself if you don't already know me, of course. I'm with US Bank and I work with Liz Marquez. And I heard that Tri-Counties was closing. Sorry, Chris. But if you can't make it to Fortuna, I just want to make myself available and Elizabeth's available, especially safely. If you need us for any reason, we're here to support you at US Bank.
All righty. Thank you very much. And thanks for the introduction.
And thanks for that quick update. I will move right on so we can keep our expectation of an hour for this meeting. And let you know that here in August, it's been quite the mix of weather, but it's been Foggist is what my husband just said this evening, Foggist. It's been fog every morning, really, and sometimes every evening here out 5 miles out from the farm. And we certainly have seen that in town at the Golden Gate as well. Lots of people not coming in early and coming in later in the evenings or the afternoons, and lots of sweatshirts being purchased. So I was been able to travel around town by foot and by car and drop off masks as well as hand sanitizers that were donated. And if anyone hasn't received them and would like them, we have more available, not a lot more, but we do have more available to pass out. And this is specifically, it was donated for employees or whatever the business owner needed them for. Oftentimes people come into our stores and don't have masks, and so making them available is one easy way to really just deter any sort of conflict. And that's really worked very well for us in everyday business. So if anyone needs masks or hand sanitizers, we have surgical masks, which are the blue masks that people are used to, and sanitizer that is it smells very strong, so I know it's going to work. And if there's any questions right now, I'd like to field those.
Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Oh, good point. Good point. Okay, great. Well, thank you everyone that has requested them. Several of you on here have requested them even after the first drop off. So that you're using them makes me happy, and to know that you're offering them to folks if needed it's a great way to conduct business in this time. And I think to kind of deflate some of the conflict that takes place by just having that available for folks. So I'm good with that. I'm gonna move right on to Chris.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for giving us an update on Tri-Counties.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. The news is circulated around. We've notified our customers via letter, and Carolyn did a great article kind of summarizing the process. Tri-Counties has taken the steps to consolidate in-person services into the Fortuna branch. That process is a 90-day process, and the final date is actually Wednesday, October 28th is the closing date. October 29th is the first day of services in Fortuna. It's never easy news to deliver. We all have our emotional attachment to Ferndale. A bit of a background on me, I was assistant manager in Ferndale for about a year and a half back in 2018. Heavily involved in Chamber. I served the board position for a year in Chamber, heavily involved in the Rotary. And it was not easy news for even us as employees. Positive, the Fortuna branch has much larger resources to offer to our customer base. We're open later. We have full 9 to 5 hours and then 9 to 6 on Fridays. We have a full staff of 7 folks. And we just feel like we're in a position to support this customer base. It is technically over the river, but it's 10 minutes away. And if it's in person and you can't go, I'm afraid of making the trip over and having us meet somewhere pandemic accordingly as we are. But I'd like to continue and continue to support this community. We've renewed our chamber membership. We'll continue to volunteer and participate in events and partner with Rotary whenever we can. It's not a community that we will leave unsupported. Everybody's kind of asking about the building. The building is a very hot topic. We do own the building. We are going to maintain and continue it for the foreseeable future, and that includes with the ATM out front. So the ATM will operate until something else arises. We're committed to the building. We repainted it about 2 years ago. We went through the process with design committee and review and really repainted it accordingly to their direction. So we're pretty committed to the building. But inquiries are being forwarded to the actual department that will handle that. If anybody is interested, I don't have any news of the building. I'm going to forward all that information along. And when there is definitive news, of course, it'll be distributed.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Chris? Well, Chris, again, it's good to have you in the meeting, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm available. I'll be working in the Ferndale branch over the next 90 days. So you guys know me. I'm an open book. If I don't have the question, I go find it. And if you hear of anybody who has a question, please send them in to talk to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris.
All right, the next, I saved us money by using the same picture. The next topic is lampposts. So Paul.
I guess that's me. In talking with Thomas about Main Street beautification projects, you'll notice when you fill out your membership that one of the extras that you can check and give some extra money for is Main Street beautification. And one of those projects that we've done in the past is to repaint the bases of the lampposts where the dog pee has been causing the paint to peel away, and reached out to Martin Tubb, see if he was interested in doing it again. And the next thing I knew, he sent me 2 receipts. He'd bought paint and supplies. So we're going to reimburse him for that, and with that beautification money. And so hopefully within the near future, we'll get rid of those dog pee spots.
For
For now.
now. And it is nice to have
they'll
such
come
a
back.
dog-friendly town too. So,
Very much so.
all right.
Paul?
And then Paul, you had an update. Oh, Mark, yes, go ahead.
Well, just on that last subject, I know there was talk at one point, and I guess I'm supposed to meet with Jay tomorrow. He was wanting to ask me some questions about that, but we had talked at one point about mounting the lamp posts on like a 16-inch concrete base, you know, decorative cast concrete base that would not be a once or twice a year that wouldn't be this ongoing
Sure.
problem.
I think regardless, they still need to be painted. And
No.
and a project like that, it's going to take funding and it's going to be further out in the future. So I think what we're trying to do is mitigate the damage.
Mark,
That's on.
how long you've had that conversation before with Jay, I know. So how long do you think the project is out?
I don't know. In fact, I was actually asking, I wasn't saying that we shouldn't paint them right now. I think we should. But I was actually asking Paul if he had heard anything else.
Oh, right.
Base.
I think that's something that as a chamber, we can be a player in that, but it's the city owns them. They're on the Caltrans sidewalk. So it's bigger than just us deciding that we should do that.
Right. Okay.
And honestly, if they need to know that we want to do that, please let them know, Mark. And I think I can see from maybe a shaking of heads on our screens here that it's definitely something that people notice. I'm not sure what the city's coffers are able to spend and to utilize right now on projects like such, but I think what did we get today, Paul? Was it $171 or? Yeah,
and so I think the last time Martin did this was a couple summers ago.
Okay.
It was something about the same.
So that the city knows that we are spending some of their marketing dollars on, fixing up some stuff that hopefully over the future we can mitigate those problems. But
yeah, and these are really funds that our members wish to be used for beautification.
True, very true. Thank you for that, Mark.
And I'll add to that. Besides the dollars spent, there were about 10 or so of us that did the actual work. So and mostly chamber members. So it's more than just the dollars, more than just that $171 in paint.
Right, Mark. Do you think that they're in worse condition now than they were that first project, or did the parts that you guys fixed at that time, are those parts of them still good and these are different parts?
It looks like exactly the same scenario that it was. And that was last summer, by the way, not 2 years. We didn't get 2 years out of it.
Really?
Yeah, it was last summer.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that urine is really corrosive to that aluminum.
I'm just wondering if the repair failed, or this is still the original paint, like on a different side that's failing.
I couldn't really say.
Okay.
What if instead of whatever paint we used this last time, what if we got something more like the universal protective coating paint?
She's talking about a 2-part urethane paint.
Oh.
Well, Martin already purchased the paint.
Yeah, right.
Right. But this other, if we used another product instead of just normal paint,
like on top of it,
maybe it would, protect it better.
Yeah, that's a good point. Looking at the actual materials of it, it looks like it's some sort of pot metal.
Aluminum.
Things could adhere to it if it had a better surface, or not a better surface, if it had a better product to adhere to it. I see what you're saying, Leah, because when you look at that metal, it's very porous. And so unless you get something in there that really adheres to it, or you scrub it enough to get all the urine out of it, it's going to continue to work its way from the inside out.
Yeah, aluminum is always problematic that way.
Yeah. Oh, is it straight aluminum?
It is. And aluminum corrodes from the inside out.
Yeah.
Not
bummer.
It's
Well, I'm
not
glad
good
we have people that know what's going on here, and that you've already presented in front of the city an option to mitigate those things. So continue that conversation, Mark. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. And then Paul, I believe you have an update about the Live at the Old Steeple.
Yeah, so as everybody knows, the past season of Concerts at the Old Steeple, we filmed a lot of the shows. We ended up with 12 episodes that aired locally on Keat and Visit Ferndale is one of the sponsors on that. And the good news today is that NEDA, which is the National Educational Telecommunications Association, which represents about 275 of the PBS affiliates across the nation, has agreed to take on the show and put it in their catalog and offer it for distribution to their members. So it's really good because there was a backup option that's just sort of they take whatever, no questions asked. But this one, you kind of have to get approval. So I'm really excited about that. Now the next step is that 11 of the 12 episodes have to be closed captioned. And then there's some other technical stuff that they have to do before they get uploaded to this system, and they have to prepare all the marketing packages. They give them all the logos and the commercials that you see like on Keat for all the shows that they air that they didn't produce, which is most of them. So that's really exciting. The other thing that is really cool from a sponsorship or underwriter standpoint is that it didn't just air the 12 episodes. It's been repeating ever since. So it started in January, every Saturday at 8 o'clock and every Sunday at 11. So every week it's playing twice. And then next week or the week after, it's changing times locally. It's going to be on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. And they say Thursday is their biggest night as far as the ratings go. The preceding two shows are their highest rated shows. So I don't know what's on Thursday at 8 and 9, but at 10 o'clock will be Live from the Old Steeple, and hopefully we'll reach some new people. And every time the show airs, at the beginning, we have a Visit Ferndale commercial that plays at the beginning and at the end. So, and that's if and when it gets picked up by other PBS affiliates, that will go with it, with this first season forever, wherever it goes.
Paul, that's absolutely wonderful. I mean, when we thought of this marketing pitch, yeah, Janet clapping. Yeah, you know what? When we thought of this stuff after you already initiated the Old Steeple at the Live at the Old Steeple, I just thought, oh gosh, we just really hope this is gonna, be throwing it to the wind and see what happens. But this is the biggest blessing we could get from this.
Yeah, well,
congratulations.
It's really good for my head because right now with not being able to do anything, as far as like planned concerts and stuff, it's cool to know that what we did is being viewed, and we're getting it to the next level. I'm a little frustrated it's taken so long, but I know that we're doing it right, and they're being careful, and so I'm stoked.
Well, by the fact that they're picking you up with this representative, I hope that our local affiliate sees the importance of what you're providing. So again,
oh yeah, well it's really going to help Keat too if it gets picked up, because they're the third smallest PBS affiliate in the country. So we're up
wow,
against.
I didn't know that.
We're up against all the odds.
Wow, that's really neat. That's really neat. Well, thanks, guys. Anybody have any questions for Paul on that? I saw a lot of thumbs up and clapping.
Hey, Paul, is there any going to be like printed media for retail, DVDs or soundtracks?
I don't know about that. I think
Great question.
that they could possibly use that for like fundraisers on locally, but they would have to get approval from the artist for that. I don't think that was part of the original deal, but I think that would be fantastic because the recordings were recorded by Fortuna guy, Aaron Souza, and he's a music teacher over there, and he's got a fantastic set of ears, and the audio is really awesome.
Yeah,
So it'd
no,
be great to.
if you
to-
haven't checked them out, they're just really great. It's- they're very nice.
Well, thank you, Paul, for sharing that update. I think it's very pertinent in these times.
Thank you.
All right, Mark, do you want to share anything about the gardens?
I would love to share something if I had something. No, I've been talking with Tom Herman and with Brian Gaynor, and everything in their world is just sort of on hold. They said that I know we originally had heard that they were going to break ground toward the end of August, and of course that's not here yet. But right now, the answer from them is that they're waiting on permits. So my feeling is that by the end of this month, we're going to see a bunch of activity there. Once they start, I'm sure they're just going to really go for it. So that's all I have to report.
Yeah, no, I already think they're working. I mean, I saw some log sod and stakes in the ground. That's really neat.
Right. Yeah, they're staking things out and clearing the brush.
Wonderful.
So stay tuned.
Well, thanks for keeping the pulse on that one, Mark.
Yeah.
So you notice we're doing these updates in the moment.
Well, it keeps a good record of it for you, Christy.
Yes, thank you. All right, so I think you wanted to do a membership update?
Yeah, I'll just do a quick update to show everybody here. I've got a whole stack of these that are going to go out. I was hoping to get them done earlier, but as is the farm life, I spent time sleeping as much as I could instead of typing out addresses from previous year's forms. So I'm going to change my notice on the letter that I have in the back. That's the next August meeting. So that's next Monday, which is a general meeting. It'll be a lot more fun, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be a lot more fun for people to engage with. So yeah, I'm going to send those out tomorrow.
I just want to say I did a membership count today and we're at 40.
Wonderful. So that's nearly half of where we were. 40%, kind of close, not really. For July, though, I feel like that's quite wonderful. I love the picture you got there, Christy. Yeah, that was a great picture.
I stole it from the Redwoods.
That's great. That's great.
So, and Paul, I think you have some exciting news about the that same building in the budget. July coins.
Penny machine.
Oh, I'm not seeing what you're seeing, I don't think.
So just on the budget and the penny machine.
What about it?
We had a record, I thought.
Oh, we had a pandemic record of $28.50 for the month of July.
Good.
Wait, I think I was laughing and people might not have heard you. About
okay. The July penny machine income was $28.50, which is a pandemic record.
There we go.
Christy really took that record to heart. Paul was just thinking that was an everyday.
All right. And is there anything else you want to, I know Pat isn't here. Is there anything else you want to mention regarding the budget?
Yeah, I would say that the budget is totally different than last year's budget because we know that we're not going to have the concours, which is a huge event as far as the amount of money going in and out. So we're drastically reduced in what is happening. That, and we also canceled when the pandemic hit, we immediately stopped everything that we could, spending every dollar that we could in advertising. What we couldn't stop were the billboards, and the website and the phone. And we've tried to reduce costs on certain things that we can, that are ongoing costs like that. But we canceled a billboard that was just north of the Peg House on northbound 101 And so that's $6,000 less per year. So with that, and with the amount that we saved between from March through June, we didn't spend anything. So we came in under budget for the last fiscal year. And looking ahead, even though the TOTs are down a little bit this year because of the less events and that billboard going away, we'll be okay without having to dip too much into reserves.
I think the total of that, Paul, which again, these numbers have not been put fully into the spreadsheet yet. I mean, they have been put into the spreadsheet, am I right, Paul? But they haven't been presented in a way for us to crunch them further.
Yeah. Did I send that to you, Thomas?
At
1:42.
Go ahead.
At 1:42 this afternoon.
Oh, 142. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
And basically, the net income for the year, we're showing a loss of $29.
Well, let's do this just because the capability exists. Paul, did you send that to Christy as well?
I did not.
Okay.
It went to info at Visit Ferndale though, so she should be able to see it there.
Okay, great. Christy, if you want to pull that up for us, we can just take a quick look at it. I think we have plenty of time left on the agenda.
Oh, I wanted to point out too, one of the major costs that is going up is our Main Street liability insurance. According to Bill Becker, additionally insured, and now they're requiring each event to be labeled separately or listed separately. So every time we close Main Street, it costs the chamber $500. So,
Oh, wow.
so our Main Street liability insurance went up quite a bit, and that renews in November. So we were able to get 4th of July and get the concours and get the pet parade taken off for this past period of insurance, whatever you call that.
Yeah, kind of retroactivating that.
Right, because they didn't occur, so we didn't have to pay the $500 per occurrence.
Right. I'm just trying to tap in here, unless Christy has that already. Can you confirm or deny, Christy? Oh, here, I can unmute you. I know, I can see you working.
There we go. What did you want me to share?
The budget that Paul shared with the info at Ferndale.
That's another thing we talked about, Thomas, that we budgeted a little bit for a possibility of a pandemic-friendly outdoor event, like the possibility of doing something new is built in case somebody comes up with a great idea that can occur.
And that came from, and I have it right here, Christy, if I can take over real quick.
Okay.
I can state that the only reason that was put into the budget was simply because we have other chambers around the United States that we're kind of paying attention to, similar small towns that are working. And so that was kind of put in there specifically as some sort of, you can see outdoor entertainment, as something that is done to potentially generate funds. Some chambers are doing outdoor events with their restaurants. So the restaurants that were sitting outside, there were specific donations for the band to be able to pay for the band. There's specific donations just for the chamber. Again, they're just different things. I think those are kind of early. We're still seeing a lot of changes as far as the COVID development is concerned, but we added it into our budget as a potential revenue and expense as well. So just so everyone's aware of that. And you can see this first page. that we have shared. I hope everyone can see that. And if anyone would like that specifically, we can send that to you. It's a lot shorter than what we had last year. We've consolidated some accounts so that it's more streamlined and easier for ACOG and Edgemond. And one thing that we talked about as far as the budget is concerned and looking at our budget and financials is having Pat send that information to Paul prior to our meetings. So the questions, which are very detailed and poignant, can actually get answered during the meetings so that people can hear those responses. So that was one thing that we did change about looking at the budget and financials.
The next step with this budget, Thomas, is the budget committee will approve it, make any more changes that we need to make, and then we'll take it to the city and present it to the city council. That's just a tradition that we've always done.
Great. And then depending on what happens next week in the board meeting, we can go from there and see what changes we have made in this last week. So again, if anyone would like that, we can send that out to you. And please, we need people on the budget committee. They do not have to be board members. Any member of the chamber can be a part of our committees. So anyone wants to be a part of that really fun, fantastic committee with Paul, hey, give us a shout out and we'll make you a part of that. Patch just joined the committee and we got this information to him. And so hopefully we can get some more information and squeeze this lemon a little bit more. Anyone have any questions about the document being displayed or any questions about the budget in general?
I do. This is Mary Ann. I have a
Oh, hey.
question. Under sponsorship, the Francis Creek project, is the chamber not participating in cleaning the Francis Creek at all?
Oh, good catch there, Marianne. That's what I asked Jessica at ACOG and Edgemond to do, was to take that completely out. It shouldn't be a sponsorship. We have a liability account that's not shown on the budget of about $800 and change. And that's money that people have given the chamber for the luncheons, and we'll expense it directly out of that account. Last year was $174, but we don't think that it needs to be on our budget.
The only reason I was asking was because hopefully you're keeping track of things like this Francis Creek project with the food, as well as like the painting of the lampposts and the things that belong to the city's responsibility, but that the chamber's paying for or taking care of, so that when you go to prepare your budget, you can point out to them all the things that you have taken in and done.
Good point. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and I think the consolidation effort on some of those accounts is directly for that, Mary Ann. Pat really did a great job of making those liabilities accounts so that as to reflect the income that is a part of our bank account that's earmarked specifically for those projects. So thank you for bringing that up. I wonder, Paul, if there's a way that we can add liabilities account to a budget. I'm not the expert on that one, so I don't know.
I don't know either. Right around that same spot, you'll notice that the Kennel Club Award and the Ferndale High School Scholarship are also zero. And the reason for those is that the Kennel Club we paid before the pandemic, and they're going to hold that money for the next year's award. The scholarship last summer we awarded, and the student was unable to take it. So on our books, because they got a full ride scholarship, so on our books we have this liability from the last year that's carried over for that $500, and we're not budgeting for it this year because we're giving that last year's money to this year's recipient. That's the way Pat explained it. And I think I understand.
Great question, Mary Ann. I appreciate the folks are looking that over, if anyone has any other questions for Paul, you can send him an email, Paul@info Ferndale, or wherever you would like them to send that information, Paul.
That's Visit Ferndale.
Oh, visit. Thank you. You're yawning and I'm tired. All right. So it looks like we have committee updates.
Yeah. Committee
Um,
updates and any open business.
Yeah. So the big committee update for us is, as far as Ferndale is concerned, in marketing, we've got the budget down so that we know we can market at least up to that point, given the current status of our crisis worldwide. So more or less, depending on how things go. Really hoping that we can just keep a balanced budget this year with our marketing. Obviously, the billboard down south was canceled. As far as being visible, several people mentioned they didn't see it. So of the two that were considered, the reason that one was taken out was because it was the most new, and it was really cost effective, as people didn't see that as much as the other billboards. One mention that I will make about marketing, and not because I don't like billboards, not that I love billboards, but is that we have considered the Fortuna billboard to be really, really close. And so having an option like we had at the Peg House, if it ever comes up again, would be something we would hope to consider. And that's just because it's further away, and the customer, the client, the traveler, the retiree, the road traveler that's on their way through, all of these different folks that we're looking to market toward would see that earlier. And that way they could kind of plan their, I can make it before it gets dark, or I can make it before this time. Those are the types of conversations and thought processes that people go through when they're driving on that road. And so either way, if it's coming from north or coming up from the south, most likely from the south, we'll consider those options again. We have currently paused on marketing on Facebook, but done a little bit more increase on Instagram. And that's simply because it's been getting more shares, likes, views, and people are literally seeing what we share on Instagram. And they're actually equating it to dollars. They're coming into town, they're driving 45 minutes from McKinleyville or otherwise to come and actually see us. I would like to do more in the essence of local advertising, radio and TV. We have that in the budget itself, and I would hope that we can get a plan together. So Janet, I'm coming to knock on your door here very soon, and we can, absolutely, we can get working on a plan for this. We are Ferndale. I am Ferndale. Something to that effect message. The one that Richard Spangler is using, though, is standing tall. So that's most likely where we're going to gear our efforts toward an alliance with the Humboldt Lodging Alliance. That's my update.
All right. Anybody else?
Sparkle Squad. We had some activity on this last cleanup go around. Mark, would you like to share?
Sure. Yes, I would. In fact, the last townwide cleanup, I'm not sure how much participation there was in that, but I did see and hear about quite a few people cleaning up their stretch of street, and that's great. As long as a little bit of cleaning up is going on, that's wonderful. I know that the Willis Hadley alcove got a major de-weeding and cleaning. That was cool. I wanted to make mention early this time that the third weekend of this month is the 15th and 16th. And I want to get the ball rolling and get get the word out on it earlier this time. So there you go. Hopefully with a couple more weeks advance notice on that, we'll be able to hype it a little more and get some excitement
Absolutely.
One thing I will sort of piggyback on that news is that we're talking about the weekend of the 15th and 16th, and I am leaving town for work out in the Aleutian Islands on the 14th. So I won't be here for that town-wide cleanup, but my crew will be, and I'll make arrangements between now and then for someone to sort of take over my duties while I'm away.
Wonderful. I know Patch is working on that August event too. Since it just turned August, we're going to get that right up.
Great. Super duper.
I think Lowell has something. He's raising his hand.
Yeah, I don't know if you folks have been apprised of the HLA's new program that it was just referred to, the Standing Tall. That is an idea put forth by Chuck Leishman, the executive director of the Humboldt Lodging Alliance, and working with Richard, they are producing vignettes all around the county. Short videos, longer videos, still photography designed to be utilized on social media and TV and other ways that the material is useful. And once done, they will be available to use, like the chamber could get the video or videos of Ferndale and utilize them. And this has been financed and is in the process. They've done 3 vignettes already. I think they're going to do 15 total. And Ferndale will have its own video produced for that purpose. I don't know if you were aware of that, but it's a gift horse coming down the road.
Thank you, Lowell, for elaborating on that. And if anyone wants to see that plan, Lowell sent that our direction, and it's quite wonderful. So I'm glad that we're able to jump on that. Mark, go ahead.
Just a quick question on that. That's exciting, and I'm wondering, are they going to shoot video, or is there a way to make available video that we may already have? Is that part of what's being requested, or are they going to do their own shooting?
I believe Richard will seek to utilize some of what we have, but they have hired a video photographer and their own people, or our own people, to create new footage, utilizing new technology, probably a lot of drone use, so you can get into cubby holes that we weren't able to photograph in the past. I'm sorry about the phone. I'm talking, so you got to listen to it. That's it. So we're trying to use every piece of material countywide that we can. It's got to be very high quality. We don't want it to be amateurish. So I hope that meets with your approval, folks.
No, absolutely, Lowell. Thank you so much. I'm just so proud of where we're going and what's happening in such a short period of time is what it feels like to me. And then real quickly, as far as bylaw committee, I've talked with Marianne. She offered her assistance in pulling apart those bylaws, so I've sent those her direction. And if there's anyone right now that's interested in being a part of those bylaws conversations, please raise your hand and I'll write your name down. Send me a, hey, how are you? Send me a Facebook message or whatever. I'd love, love, love to have you on that bylaw committee so that we can get those updated. And again, that doesn't have to be board members. That's board members and members in general that can be part of all of the committees.
And Marianne, is that why your hand's up, or did you want to bring up something else?
I think she has to go to the bathroom.
Oh, could be.
Oh, it looks like your hand's up. You're unmuted, Marianne.
Oh, you should take my hand down.
Okay, got it. Your hand, it's lowered now.
Oh, now she's muted.
No, she's not.
No, Marianne didn't have anything. Her item was covered.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, wonderful. That brings us to other business. And if folks don't have other business, for the first time ever, we're 8 minutes out from the completion.
I just have a quick
of,
one,
oh,
Thomas.
very well. I can hear you, barely.
Okay, how's now?
There we go.
Okay, just real quick, if any of you read last week's Enterprise, we're trying to quickly throw together a special section to support the virtual Humboldt County Fair Junior Livestock Auction. We're trying to run all the Ferndale kids FFA and 4-H photos and buyer letters, and maybe get some people who have never even gone to the auction. This time they can bid from their comfort of their own home and fill up their fridge with some great meat and other offerings. So just letting businesses know that we're looking for businesses to help sponsor ads, to help us to be able to do the work, to be able to print it, deliver it, and get it out. So if any businesses are interested in being a part of that, give me a shout out. And kind of similar to what we did for the high school graduation. So yeah, just trying to do our thing as things for the first time ever, a virtual junior livestock auction.
Thanks for sharing that bit of information. I know I've been helping a bit with their website to get that information out. And as of right now, we don't have all of the auction information available. So as soon as that is up, Christy, I will send you some information as well so that we can get that sent out to the entire chamber too, so that we can tag team that effort with Caroline. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate you supporting the kids and 100+ years of activity down there at the fairgrounds.
Well, it was fun to throw in my kids as 4-H and FFA photos last week. They were a little miffed at that, but yeah, it was fun to look back on 15, 20 years ago. So yeah.
Wonderful. Any other news that folks would like to share? This is our general meeting, so I'm going to quickly just go through and not call out anyone or call on them, maybe, but I see someone new. There's a Corey Padrati. So Corey, thank you for joining us, and whomever there's with you. Really appreciate it. Looks like you're unmuted.
Yeah,
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, Corey's my wife. I'm Michael, and we're part of the owners of Inlight Fitness up at the end of town at the bottom of the Masonic Hall.
Wonderful.
And we've been chamber members for probably, this might be our 11th year. But we appreciate everything you're doing.
Hey, Corey, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for being around and joining us today. I really am proud of all of our folks that we have working together to keep this ship afloat, and by your membership, you're doing just that. So thank you. And let's see, who else is new that I haven't seen? Kathleen, hi, how are you? I see a shaking head, but nonetheless, that means you're well, I'm sure. You can raise your hand.
You're safe. There's 2 Kathleens.
Oh yeah, there's 2 Kathleens. Yeah, that's true. Oh gosh. Let's see, who else do I get to call out before they exit the meeting? Wendy, hey Wendy, thanks for joining us. I got you the information late. I'm so sorry I got you the information late. I'm glad you were able to join us. I really appreciate it. Do you have any updates for us? Otherwise, how are you doing?
Here we go. No, the museum isn't going to be opening this summer, of course. We probably won't be opening until February because we can take advantage of this time and do a lot of stuff. And until things change, we don't see any reason to endanger our volunteers, most of whom, I think the average age of our volunteers is somewhere in the mid-80s. And it's not a good age group to have taking any risks. So, but we've been very, very active in the time that we've been closed and have lots and lots of new things going on and in the works and a variety of stuff. And so time to time I'll be mentioning it, but it's pretty exciting.
I thank you for that, because I know that people want to go to the museum every day. Every day, people are asking about the museum. So thank you for keeping that up and making it look beautiful when we're ready.
Well, what we've concentrated on since we've been, since the shutdown is keeping the local community very connected to the museum. We spent a lot of time on the publications and on Facebook and things, making people feel very much a part of the museum and making sure that everyone knows that we're very, very much alive and active.
I appreciate the A-frame sign still there at 580, because it does let people know when they come back to visit that they do have a museum to go check out. So I appreciate that that's still active and still going there. Cool.
Can I say one thing?
Please, Lowell.
One more unsolicited comment. I don't know what's taken me so long. I honestly don't. But for the last few months, I've got a new favorite writer, the most creative and entertaining writer that I think I've become to read, and that's Wendy Listina. If you're not reading her column in the paper, you should, just for its entertainment value, if nothing else. And I just want to thank her for that.
Thank you, Lowell. I think I saw Wendy lip some thank yous as well, but I can say the same. The stream of consciousness, writing, creative, beautifully articulated home that you describe every week, and that sometimes I'm a part of, is just so fun to have in our community.
Well, thank you very much. And Lowell, I really appreciate those comments.
Uh-oh.
All right. Thomas is 6:29.
It is right on time. Sorry, I lost my feed there for a second. So thank you everyone for sharing and being a part of this. Hope to have even more people as a part of the board meeting next Monday. I don't know if we want everybody to be as engaged or involved unless you want to join the board, but we definitely appreciate everyone coming because it is the Chamber's membership that represents the Chamber through the board itself. And we've got a kick-ass board, and I just can't wait for the rest of this year to continue to fold out, and hopefully we do our best and due diligence to make it better for everyone. So thank you everyone for coming out tonight and spending time with us.
And if anyone needs any souvenir editions, give me a shout out. We still got some to bring over.
Great, great.
Delivery for free.
Free is good in these times.
Our next meeting, because of Labor Day weekend, is also going to be in August 31st. And if you see a new member, you might help them get comfortable with joining online meeting too.
Absolutely. And thanks for reminding me of that, Chrissy. It's not next week.
What? No.
Oh.
The board meeting.
Okay. It is next.
The September meeting is at the end of the month.
Oh, for Labor Day. Okay. Gosh, I hate these. I have really poor service if I keep my video on, so I'm just going to take my video off. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys. And 6:30, we are out.
Thank you, Thomas.